Hello and Assalamualaikum. Firstly, we would like to thank for your time to watch our presentation video. We will present about PP collector. PP collector is autonomous robot that collect the ping pong ball. First is problem statement. As we can say that table tennis is one of popular sport in Malaysia. This sport need more training to master ball control such as receive, service, spin and etc. Most of the table tennis athletes were training with many balls because it could save the time rather than use a few balls. The problem is when they use many balls, they need to collect them on the floor. This will slow down the quality of the training. How to overcome this problem? We need to put the autonomous robot could collect the ping pong ball and put in the basket so the athlete could focus more on the training than collecting the ball. Name of this robot is PP collector, which means a short form for the ping pong collector. After that is objective. Objective for this robot is could collect the ping pong ball and then robot could put the ball without any human energy that was autonomous put on the basket, and then when the robot was started it will autonomous collect the ball with its sensor. Lastly, it was very eco-friendly robots.
I'll be explaining about robot design process. So at the early stage, all of the members have sit together and we have done the brainstorming. From these brainstorming, a few ideas have been listed and each of the design options actually have their own pros and cons. However, after making a few considerations for different factors, we have made to a final decision. Starting from the base, we were having two options. The first one is the plate base. So this plate base is actually easier to make and plus it is low cost. Second, it gives more space to put the robot components. Next, we have hemisphere base. So hemisphere base basically is more trending. However, it requires a precise skill to design it, which can be considered as something complicated to be made. Second, the benefits of this hemisphere base is it could avoid the water ponding upon the robot base. So next, for the main parts of the robotic arm, we also have two options. The first one is by using roller and the second one by using robot arm. So for the roller, this roller rotates through the ball and it collects by force into the container. Second, actually this roller uses a simple motor that rotates, so it does not need to be programmed. And third, however, it is not precise when we want to collect the ping pong ball at narrow place. Moving to the arm robot. So for this arm robot, this function to pick the ball one by one. Second, this arm robot requires for us to use the servo motor to control the movement. So definitely it need to be programmed. Third, it could pick ball at the narrow place, which give a plus point compared to the roller. So after considering a lot of factors, we have come to the design selection. So based on the comparisons before, we decided to choose roller collector because it is easier to use and more compatible to our design. Other than that, it is more cheap than the arm robot because it could use only one motor and it does not need to be programmed. The base of the robot, we choose the plate because it gives more space to put the ping pong ball. Plus, it does not need a very high cost.
For the sensor part, the sensor that will be chosen for this project is webcams or camera. So actually we are using two cameras, one on top and the other one on the side, for getting a 3D location. The algorithm has to be fast. Since we are using an orange color, the ping pong ball is orange color, so we need to get a green background for the camera to detect it. So we just search for the first orange pixel. It is already known that the camera is widely used for image detection, so it will not be a problem for the camera to detect a ping pong ball. Other sensors such as IR sensor, pH sensor, or even light sensor, motion sensor are not very suitable to detect the ping pong ball. So in this case, we are choosing camera as our sensor for detecting the ping pong ball. As for the actuator that used specifically for this project is servo motor. Servo motor, or usually known as servos, are self-contained electric devices that rotate or push parts of a machine with great precision. These servo are mainly used in radio-controlled airplanes to position control surface like elevators, rudders, walking a robot, or operating grippers. Servo motor are small, have built-in control circuitry, and have good power for their size. Servo motor can move forward and backward, making it possible to provide good grip for picking the ping pong ball. Also, the current supplied can be easily controlled by motor driver. Hence, let variable current to make the robot either turn to left or right in order for the robot to move. So that is why we choose servo motor as our actuator to pick up the ping pong ball.
For the circuit connection, the components involved are one Arduino Uno, two servo motors, one motor driver, and one rechargeable battery. The two servo motors are connected to a motor driver as well as a rechargeable battery. From the motor driver, male to female wires are connected to Arduino board, which is to the pin GND, pin PWNB, and pin BIN1. Another wire is connected directly to the 5-volt port of the Arduino board. The ground is for a current flow. The pin WNB and pin BIN1 is for speed and the direction. With this, the electrical flow of our components are completed. The flowchart of the robot programming is first turn on the robot and connect to the phone camera. After that, the robot will start, and then it will spin the camera 180 degree counterclockwise. If there are no ball detected, the camera will spin one more time 180 degree also counterclockwise. If the robot detect any ball, it will drive over to the ball, and then the robot will determine if there are any space. If there are any space, the program will loop back to the spinning the camera. If there are no any space, the robot will drop the ball at drop point, and then the robot will try to detect another ball before drop the ball. If there are another ball, it will loop back to the spinning the camera. If there are no other ball, the program will end.
Next, I will explain about the Arduino simulation, but this is one of the simulation that we make, and it was image detector method. As you can see, first image was the processing coding that detect color of ping pong from the camera, that we change to the some kind of image processing that agree or disagree the decision of the robot. Next is example of result that detect another ball, which is another color, such as red, yellow, blue, and other than that, because of ping pong has many type of color. Then the third picture is example of result that show the distance and angle. This is where this will help the robot to move toward the ping pong ball and collect them. By combining this process, it could simulate the autonomous robot to move over the ball and pick up the ping pong by going through the ball. And this is one of the simulation that used in the robot. Next is coding for the robot movement. As you can see, first we include the servo hitch for the servo motor and define the turn time 330 millisecond, and we call the server filler server and phone server. For the starting is Bluetooth string X, string Y, and string P for the command for the motor movement. And motor 1, motor 2 is connected to the motor driver, and then it will stand by and get the some command from the JavaScript and other script, which mean add on in this program for support the image processing into the coding. And then the movement is direction, and other than that is as a one of coding for this robot.
As we are unable to meet in person to do the project, we will be doing it via online. We had decided to divide the task fairly in order for us to complete this project. One person will do the circuit connection by using FreeSync software. Two person will design the robot arms and base by sketching and SolidWorks, and the rest will complete the coding and the necessary tasks to complete this project. In order for us to finish the project, we encounter some challenges and issues. Communication is the first issue. It is very difficult to complete the project because our team has to connect with WhatsApp. During this online discussion, some of our members have issues such as internet connection issues and other issues that our members were facing. This issue caused our group to miscommunicate during the process of the project. Other than that, we have trouble using FreeSync software because we are not familiar with it. Therefore, our team had to turn into YouTube and other websites in order to conduct our robot programming. Yet the information we gathered are very useful, and because we can quickly determine whether the circuit will operate or not. Nonetheless, each of our group members did their best despite the obstacles we face, and we are able to complete the project and meet the objective of the project. The end results of this project was quite successful, but too many variables were involved, thus providing that a project like this need more calibration and processing power. For future ideas, we might add collision prevention mechanism using proximity sensor mounted on the robot. As for the objective of this project, we believe that it has been fulfilled. First, we are able to enhance our mechatronics skills and knowledge on the robot, and as well as to improve our understanding on the microcontroller and how it functions inside a mechatronic system.